What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about actor Jesse Williams, known for his work on Grey's Anatomy. Well, he went through a very messy divorce, and because he went through his messy divorce, he had to pay a whole lot in child support. Okay, and also walk away money, support money to his wife. Well, him and his wife had joint custody as of last year. They finalized the divorce, and his now ex-wife wants primary custody of their children. Now, I don't know the particulars of the arrangement. I don't know if he's fulfilling his duties or not, but it hasn't even been a year yet, and you already want primary custody. It's like, it couldn't have been that bad. I know Jesse, living his life. The dude is traveling, going his Instagram. You know what I'm saying? He's doing whatever he wants to do, and maybe that has her feeling some type of way. Maybe she feels like he is neglecting his duties as a father. But we're going to get into this, and we're going to talk about this first. Let's get into the divorce of last year first. This is according to page 6. Says Jesse Williams' divorce is finalized, but his child custody battle is still raging. The Grey's Anatomy star and his ex-wife Erin Drake Lee were ordered to participate in an online program for high conflict parents. TMZ reported on Monday, 39-year-old actor and his real estate broker ex-wife must now attend a 6-session program that teaches strategies for reducing conflicts in co-parenting relationships. And that's where I wanted y'all to see that, because I knew it wouldn't be that long before she went primary custody. This guy probably, and I'm just saying, probably missed maybe he came late once or twice, and now all of a sudden she's going to take the kids away, to be the primary caregiver of the children, and that's because they've had this toxic situation between the two of them since she initially filed for divorce in 2017. Before the judge's decision, Williams had tried to get the court to change the custody and visitation schedule for the couple's children, Sadie, who's 6, and Maciel, who's 5. He had complained that sharing joint legal and physical custody with Drake Lee was a problem. Williams and Drake Lee separated in 2017 and finalized their divorce in October of 2020. After a contentious fight. As part of the settlement, the actor will have to split the money he earned during their marriage and will pay Drake Lee child support to the tune of $40,000 a month. He also made 2 lump sum payments of $50,000 to her in 2019. The exes first met in 2007 when he was a school teacher in New York City and tied the knot in 2012. He is currently dating actress Taylor Page. It is unknown when they began dating, but they became Instagram official in 2019. That was a little bit of background. Now, this is according to the Griot. As of recently, the ex-wife of Jesse Williams is seeking primary custody of their 2 children amid conflicts with their co-parenting schedules. According to reports, Erin Drake Lee has accused the former Grey's Anatomy star of erratic behavior that is proving to be detrimental to the health of their children. She is now asking a judge to give her primary custody of Maciel and Sadie. Radar Online is reporting. Drake Lee filed for divorce in 2017. After 5 years of marriage and 13 years together, they settled on joint legal and physical custody of their children, but she claimed her ex-husband has failed to comply with the co-parenting schedule and fired a nanny his children liked. Maybe that nanny was, in his mind, didn't like him, and he didn't want to have to deal with her. Okay, he is still a parent of those children, and if he feels like this woman is not doing her job the way she should, again, I don't know if she could be fired unless both of you fired. I don't know, but to me, this is what a toxic divorce looks like, because most of these divorces y'all see are very amicable, right? They break up, and it seems like everything is good. You don't see any problems, but there's always problems. And the moment Jesse Williams got more and more famous, it may have become a problem for her, because when they started off, she was more successful than he was. But she was with him while he was working towards becoming an actor in Hollywood. And I believe that's when he married her, once he was able to gain that success. It was almost like a reward, right? But if you look at pictures of them together right before they divorced, she looked miserable. Like, she really did. And there were probably problems there that nobody knew except her and Jesse. And the crazy thing is about Jesse Williams is Jesse Williams did that speech that everybody, well, a lot of people on social media praised. He also got clowned for it, was how great black women were. But here you have a black woman he was married to that doesn't like him at all, it seems like. Doesn't like him at all and thinks that he's a toxic person. And is went after him financially. And now saying, you know what, I want primary custody. That's how bad it's gotten. They finalized everything as far as the divorce in 2020, but a little over a year later, now she wants full custody. Now, again, we only hearing her side of this, and Jesse hasn't said anything. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he feels like he's living his life. He's paying the support every month, and he doesn't care. I do believe he cares about his children, but I believe he feels like he's dealing with a woman that's uncompromising. Now, we don't know how she acts towards him when they speak to each other. He probably wants to be as far away from her as possible. You know? According to legal docs obtained by TMC, Drake Lee wants to modify the agreement so that Williams has visitation with his kids on the first, third, and fifth weekends of each month instead of joint custody. She claims Williams' work schedule and the CV pandemic challenges have resulted in increased inconsistency, longer absences, and regular last-minute cancellations and other issues which are incredibly disruptive to our children's lives. Why do you need full custody, though? Why do you need full custody? He can still have joint custody. This is all about her and how she feels. Because if she basically said he has a tough work schedule, the CV pandemic, so it's not like he's intentionally not being around his children. It is because he has all these issues. You know, he has a career and things that he has going on that makes it difficult for, you know, him to be able to see his children consistently. I think those things can be worked out. But why do you need primary custody, though? Because once she gets primary custody, she's going to have more say-so over when he can see his children. And if Jesse Williams really cares about his kids, he needs to make sure that he has as much say-so in his children's life as possible. Don't allow the judge to rule whether you should see your kids on the 1st and the 3rd and the 5th of every month. I'm requesting a modification of the custody schedule and other provisions in the judgment to better reflect the new reality of our lives, and most importantly, properly and positively address the needs of our children, she writes. I have tried to communicate with Jesse to resolve these issues to no avail. In May of 2020, I sent a detailed communication with my concerns about their health and exhaustion, which Jesse read and ignored. Since then, I have sent multiple messages about the recurring issues, but he has continued this trend of not participating in meaningful conversations or strategies about their health, she says. Maybe because you and Jesse have such a toxic situation, he wants no part of it. I'm not making an excuse for Jesse. I'm really not. You know, this guy has to deal with his own issues with her. I'm not here to be team Jesse. I'm just saying, we're only hearing her side of things. We're not hearing his side of things. We're not hearing from him how he feels about this. This is very one-sided. And if Jesse truly cares about his children, he would fight this. These males, man, they allow these women to control the narrative. He didn't even fight the fact that he's paying $40,000 a month for 2 children who are young, 5 and 6, right? So he's dealing with a woman who I believe is scorned, and he's dealing with this woman when it comes to child support, child custody, and we don't know how they treat each other or how she treats him. This is very one-sided. And again, if Jesse cares about his children, he would fight this, because it seems to me that this woman is very astute. She's an ex-real estate broker. I don't know what she's doing now, but she's very matter of fact. She's very much so about her paperwork, and she's going to find a way to maneuver herself into full custody. Now, maybe he wants that. I don't think the CV pandemic is an excuse. People travel all the time. The airports are full of people traveling now. And it has been since 2021 or maybe late 2020. People are still traveling. I don't think that's an excuse. Maybe Jesse wants to be away from this woman so badly that he's willing to give up his portion of joint custody because he don't want to deal with her anymore. But he's still going to have to deal with this, got to pay support. But he's tired of dealing with her sending all these messages, with her modified schedules. He's probably so sick of that. He probably cannot wait to get away from her. And maybe she knows this, because that's what it seems like. Again, your behavior is all people see because you're not saying anything. At least I haven't heard anything. Drake Lee said the former couple's children struggled without the nanny who she rehired out of her own pocket. The Griot previously reported that per their divorce settlement, Williams was ordered to pay $40,000 every month and over $100,000 for spousal support. In February of 2019, the Griot reported that Drake Lee sought more than $600,000 in back child support and more than $250,000 in retroactive spousal support. She also said that her former husband was inconsistent with their child custody schedule. During an interview with People in May of 2019, she described how the divorce custody battle impacted their children. When you start spinning, the children start spinning. So even if you're looking at them and you're telling them everything is fine, it's not fine because they can feel it's not fine, Drake Lee said to the outlet. She continued, it's also okay for children to see me crying, to see that I'm having a hard day today, because that lets them know that when they have those hard days, there's also room for that. She notes that most recent court filings that after Williams exited Grey's Anatomy in May of 2021, there have been multiple instances of Jesse notifying me with very little notice that he will be gone for weeks or months at a time for work and therefore must cancel his custodial time. She alleges that Williams has canceled time with his children more than 15 times, then canceling and then uncanceling. When I reminded Jesse of his cancellations and informed him of plans made because of said cancellations, he has resorted to erratic behavior to try to force me to acquiesce to his demands. He calls me names, uses threatening language and intimidation tactics such as threatening to send the police to my home. No, Jesse, not to that black queen. Is you sending the police to that black queen's home? Jesse, come on, man. You can't be sending the police to that black queen's home, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Causing me to fear for my and our children's safety. I don't think Jesse is a threat to anybody, but I think that, this guy's is not looking too good out here. I mean, the way this article is written, it just makes him look like an idiot. It looks like a very inept idiot. That's how it makes him look. And this woman is not dumb. And she seems to know her way around the law. and she's going to find a way to get primary custody. I think Jesse needs to focus on what's important to him is being a man who's single or being able to hang out and do what he wants to do. Because you look on his Insta, the dude is constantly traveling. And it's on like vacations. He goes from this vacation, that vacation. Like I said, he's been done with Grey's Anatomy since May of last year. So maybe he's used the last 8 to 10 months to really focus on himself and do what he wants to do. Maybe not 8 months, maybe like 7 to 8 months. Just do what he wants to do, which is whatever. But when children are involved, man, you got to make sure you're on top of your game, because if you're not on top of your game, that woman is going to basically outmaneuver you, take your children, and she may even go to court for more money. We will see. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all in the next one.